Coming up next on Amsoil Championship Off-Road. The world's greatest short course racers take aim at a legendary track, simply known by one word: Crandon.
They're ready to come into Forest County Potawatomi, turn number 1.
In Pro 4, can defending champ Kyle LeDuc recover from a disastrous start and mount a now or never comeback?
We're a small crew, but die hard.
In Pro 2, can hometown hero Keegan Kincaid continue his championship chase? After sweeping rounds 1 and 2, Keegan faces extreme pressure to win on a track he literally grew up on. Get ready. Amsoil Championship Off-Road starts now.
Welcome everyone to Crandon, Wisconsin. You are getting an eagle's eye view of the mecca of off-road racing. Hello again everyone, I am Brent Smith and this is Shane Stetsny, and we're ready for rounds 3 and 4 here in Crandon for the Amsoil Championship Off-Road. Talk about Pro 4, Shane.
In Pro 4, the story this year, coming into this year, Kyle LeDuc's title defense from his 2020 championship got off to a horrendous start in rounds 1 and 2. His back is already up against the wall trying to chase down CJ Greaves. And we've got another great story in Pro 2.
Yeah, Pro 2, Keegan Kincaid, he swept the weekend in Antigo. Now he comes to Crandon, he's looking to sweep again. This is hometown track. He has a lot of family, friends here. He wants to win every time.
Yeah, you know, hometown track, Crandon, Wisconsin. A little bit of pressure. You got a little more family, friends, and we've always done well here. Last year we struggled a little bit, but I think we're prepared and ready to go and hopefully put this truck on the top spot.
And now for a look at this track here at Crandon International Raceway and a weather report. Let's check in with the third member of our team, Haley Shanley.
So here at Crandon Off-Road, this is the longest track that we're going to have on the Amsoil Championship Off-Road circuit, weighing in at 1 3/4 mile in length. Also one of the fastest tracks that we're going to see. These drivers are exceeding 100 miles per hour in sections of this track. One of the fastest sections, of course, the Forest County Potawatomi Turn 1 as well as Turn 2. Now, as far as the weather conditions and track conditions this weekend, throughout we are experiencing steady, not too heavy, but steady precipitation. That gives us a juiced up track, but this track drains exceptionally well. We're actually seeing some dry slick in sections of the track throughout the weekend.
One guy I'm keeping an eye on is Keegan Kincaid, that number 4. He lives just up the road in Argonne, Wisconsin. This is his hometown track, and he always does well here. Another guy to keep your eyes on. He is the godfather of the metal militia. Brian Deegan will be out there in the number 38.
750 plus horsepower have just taken off, headed towards Forest County Potawatomi, turn number 1. Look at Kyle Kleiman sneaking up through the middle, but Zach Zakowski and Ryan Beat out front.
It's going to be Ryan Beat leading Pro 2 early on here. Then Zakowski, Kleiman, Winner is all crossed up, trying to stay on the track, out in the loose stuff.
Wow, Zakowski goes really wide, Shane, allows last year's points champion Kyle Kleiman to get into the second spot. There's Jared Brooks, Bobby Brandt going a little wide.
Yeah, Winner having some early problems in that number 67 truck. But back out front, you see Kleiman, he's running in second behind Ryan Beat, who got a great start. Yeah, our field in Pro 2, Brent, is so deep that it's hard not to get tangled up. If someone makes a mistake, you can really ruin the day for 3 or 4 different other trucks that are racing around you. As we look back up front, Ryan Beat the first time down into Cowboy Corner.
Wow, he's going a little bit wide, trying to straddle over that race line. There's Jared Brooks, but Beat, he finished 6th in round number 3. So he's trying to get a win here this afternoon. Oh, Keegan Kincaid, round 3 winner. Bumps into Winner.
Yeah, Corey Winner went around. So did Ricky Gutierrez, who was on the podium yesterday in round number 3. Back up front, it's all Ryan Beat right now. That Bill Stein Shocks, number 51. We talked about those tire wars. Well, right now, Toyo tires are winning the battle here at Crandon International Raceway, battling Mother Nature and one another here on this 1.75 mile course.
When it starts to dry out, these trucks will start to turn right before left, and right there, he's just being really, really patient with the throttle. dipping in and out of it. A lot of people think you just hold it wide open. You can't. You really got to play it like it's a ballet dance. You got to just barely carry the foot on the gas.
Ryan Beat leading here in round 4 as he comes once again into Forest County Potawatomi turn 1. A little bit further back in the field, looks like Hanegraaff, Sure, and a couple other drivers mixing it up quite a bit. You see fiberglass hanging all over every which way. That's Gutierrez there trying to work on Sure.
It's going to be a long season as the mandatory competition comes out that time by. It's all Ryan Beat in that Bilstein ride. The Toyota tires are definitely dialed in. But right now, we're going to step down and go to the third member of our team, Haley Shanley. What do you have for us, Haley?
Thank you so much, guys. Just want to chime in with some observations on how this track is progressing. It's coming together so beautifully. What we're seeing here is this track has widened out a good 3 to 5 feet so far. After the buggy racing, you saw the blades and the buckets come out. They were pushing that slick mud off of the track. We actually saw some blue groove develop just before this Pro 2 race started. So this track is coming together, drying out quite nicely. A reminder, a couple of conditions that play into that very well is sunlight and wind. We are seeing the sun come out here, and we do have a northern wind at 6 miles per hour, so this track is going to continue to develop for the better.
We're ready to start the second half of the Pro 2. Let's reset it for you. It's Ryan Beat, Kyle Kleiman, Jarrett Brooks, Mickey Thomas, then Keegan Kincaid, Corey Winter in the top 6. Here we go. 100+ miles an hour coming through turn number 1. If you haven't seen it in person, you have to get here someday because the speeds are just outrageous when they come by the crowd. There's Beat coming off the flyaway jump. And look at Kleiman, look at his different line. He went really, really wide. Something went on with Kleiman there.
Kleiman went way outside on entry to that gravel pit turn. Looks to maybe be off the pace.
Something broke on Kleiman. There's no way he sat out there all by himself.
That's going to let a whole host of trucks get by as we're coming to the white flag this time. 1 lap to go here for Ryan Beat in Pro 2.
Wow, after a 6th place finish in round 3, he would love to win this one in Pro 2 in round 4. There's Mickey Thomas, who we've seen a lot of speed from. He checked out on the field early in round 3.
Yeah, like we said earlier, dropped out with a mechanical issue, and now he is up into 3rd place after Kleiman dropped out. Then a little bit further back and forth, Keegan Kincaid, this is his hometown track, and he started this year 3 for 3, so he's got a lot of work to do here on our final lap as he's trying to chase down the rest of the gang here.
Ryan Beat coming through Cowboy Corner one final time, headed back to Forest County Potawatomi, turn number 1. Can't say enough about Ryan Beat. He's such a great race car driver. He's always helping out people, but he's going to have to get on the binders. We have some company in turn number 1. They're going to have
yellow
a local
flag
caution
down there. Local yellow flag in turn number 1 for our lead pack as they come through the number 3 of Trevor Layton, who found his way to the podium yesterday, dealing with an overheating issue. We're on the final lap here. Brooks still trying to hunt down Ryan Beat in that number 51 Bilstein Shocks Chevrolet.
Boy, Ryan Beat doing a lot for the sport lately. Just love the win here at Cranon. Coming through was Bilstein Shocks really dialed in. The Toyota tires really digging down deep. And there's Mickey Thomas one final time. But your winner this afternoon, if he can tiptoe his way through this final turn, he's going to do it. The number 51, Ryan Beat, with your win in Pro 2, round 4.
Jarrett Brooks with a hard-earned 2nd place finish. Mickey Thomas in that Stovall Mystic Lubes number 44 will finish 3rd. That's a good comeback run for him after dropping out early yesterday. And the hometown guy, Keegan Kincaid, across the line in 4th.
The Amsoil Championship Off-Road on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Amsoil. Amsoil. Run with us.
I'm just so stoked, man. we got a good start. I told myself that I had the whole shot today. I was just tired of starting in the back and trying to work through the mud and stuff. So I just was focused on I'm going to do whatever it takes to get the whole shot, whether it be wreck or whatever. So we just had to go for it.
Let's get after it. Pro Mod side-by-sides coming up next.
One guy I'm going to keep my eye on. He won in round 3. He promises to be fast again here in round 4, and that's Rodney Van Epperen in that number 45. Another driver I'm keeping my eyes on will be that 26 of Scotty Lawrence. He's had some really rotten luck so far in Amsoil Champ Off-Road in the 2021 season, but he's motivated and wants to move forward.
The engines are revved up. Here we go, Shane. The green flag flies. We're underway, and look at that dust as they take off.
Early contact there between Loire and Wazak. Loire going way outside in turn 1. Finally falls in line. Klechka started on the pole.
Boy,
jumps out to an early lead. Great jump on the start by Klechka there.
Wow, look at the water they laid down on this racetrack. There's Kyle Cheney coming through already. As we look in the middle of the field, there's Owen Van Epperen. We can't talk enough about him and Rodney Van Epperen. They were really, really fast in round number 3.
Rodney finished on top of the box yesterday, and with his son Owen finishing in second. They're both doing battle right now with Brian Wazak. As we look back up front, it's Andy Klechka from Swamico, the number 21 Can-Am, leading the way around.
Look at already. Van Epperen's in the top 3. Rodney Van Epperen is now hunting down our race leader as they're trying to brush off the water early in this one.
Van Epperen looks to the outside of Klechka, trying to go the long way around turn 2 up by the barn. They make contact. Van Epperen pushed way out into the soft stuff. Klechka slides back in front. He'll hold on to the lead for now.
Yeah, Klechka, he's just trying to take the line away, but Van Epperen just powers by him on the outside going in the gravel pit. Let's reset it for you once again. There's Rodney Van Epperen, Klechka in second, and then Owen Van Epperen in third.
Yeah, and about 4 or 5 feet in the air. Then you got to land and get yourself squared away for that turn 2, which is really tricky. The car's getting unweighted at the top of that turn.
Oh, we lost a car going off.
Looked like Klechka pulled off. It is the 21, the American Foods Group Can-Am of Andy Klechka from Swamico.
Wow,
such a strong run going. Tough break for Andy Klechka. As we come to our competition yellow, so it doesn't matter what the gap was now because it is gone. Rod Van Epperen, Owen Van Epperen, Brian Wazak, your top 3. But for now, we're going to send it down trackside to the 3rd member of our team, Haley Shanley.
Thanks, guys. Just a few laps ago, we were talking about Andrew Carlson, the Carlson Motorsports number 15 ride. Now, he said he is feeling almost as fast, if not faster, than he does in the Pro 4. And I took a look at the lap times from today in the Pro 4 versus right now. And of course, the mod is just even a little bit faster as far as the lap times go with the Pro 4 and the Pro Mod. So he said he has never felt better in this Pro Mod machine. And he said that just last night they were making some minor tweaks to the motor package, but overall everything is feeling really, really good. So he says hats off to the entire CM team.
And here we go on the restart. Van Epperen's out front. We'll see how hard Ronnie Van Epperen will battle his son.
Yeah, both of the Van Epperens got a great start. Puff of smoke from the number 6 of Wazak. Wazak did not get a very good start on that restart. Got left behind a little bit.
Well, here we go. Look at Owen Van Epperen's going to try to look to the inside of his father. Remember, we just said he's the quickest car on the racetrack. As Van Epperen's trying to prove us wrong, he pulls away just a little bit, headed into Calamity Turn.
Father versus son for the lead here at Crandon International Raceway.
Here comes Owen Van Epperen, Shane. You can't count that kid out ever. He's just been a phenomenal race car driver. Look at this, 3rd place.
Yeah, Carlson up and around Wazak. So Carlson takes over 3rd place, trying to keep that podium streak alive here in the 2021 Amsoil Champ Off-Road season.
That 45 Power Sports 1 ride still out front. That's Ronnie Van Epperen. He owns Power Sports 1. He's been one of the big guys that put people in cars and selling a bunch of them. So great for his company, great for the sport, and he's a great human being too.
Yeah, and he's raised one heck of a race car driving son there in 2nd place. And look at Rodney having an issue pushing through the corner there in Calamity Corner.
Look at Owen Van Epperen. Van Epperens are just going at it. They're nose to tail, fender to fender.
Almost made bumper-to-bumper contact down there in the gravel pit. Now Rod Van Eperen stretches that lead back out to a couple car lengths back into Calamity Corner. You can see that gap there, about 4 car lengths now as they head back for the cutoff corner onto our Amsoil front straight.
Boy, look at Van Eperen, just running a phenomenal race. Look at that race groove, really worked its way in here this afternoon.
Our countdown clock, Brent, is just about to hit 0, so that means the next time they come to the flag stand, it'll be the white flag lap. Wow, a lap and a half to go now. This battle of the Van Eperens here in Pro Mod side by side.
Speaking of going now, Owen has no time remaining. He has to pull everything out of his back pocket and try to run down Rodney Van Eperen. Owen's really showing a lot of skill here early in 2021.
Yeah, putting a lot of pressure now on Rodney Van Eperen. You saw Owen pinching down on the inside of the Calamity Corner. Found that mud hole a little bit that cost him some track space.
Yeah, he's been trying a lot of different lines as we look at Lawrence now.
Up into third around Carlson, so Scotty Lawrence in that number 26 Can-Am, he's on the chart.
Look at this.
All kinds of lap traffic getting in the way now. Owen Van Eperen has overtaken Rodney Van Eperen. It's the final lap.
Look at this. He used his lap traffic as a pick, and now he shoves it right to the bottom. He'll go right through the mud hole because he's going to protect that line. They're side by side. He'll take the win.
Owen Van Eperen, your round 4 winner in Pro Mod side by side. Lap traffic came into play on the final lap. Rod Van Eperen will settle for second, and Scotty Lawrence with a good drive in third.
What a Pro Mod race here this afternoon. Both the Van Eperens looking at each other saying, great job. We're going to take another look at this final lap pass.
Yeah, looks like Owen just ran that outside line right on the cushion, found some speed, and then the lap traffic got in the way.
Boy, there wasn't much room there. He barely got through. Just nice driving by Owen Van Eperen late in this one.
Yeah, one last shot in the final corner there for Rodney Van Eperen, but couldn't make it happen, couldn't get that spot back. What a wild final lap there for the young man of the hour, Owen Van Eperen.
Owen Van Eperen, he's going to be one happy man here getting out of his car. The engines are revved up. Here we go, Shane. The green flag flies. We're underway, and look at that dust as they take off.
Early contact there between Loire and Wazak. Loire going way outside in turn 1. Finally falls in line. Klechka started on the pole.
Van Eperens are just going at it. They're nose to tail, fender to fender.
Almost made bumper-to-bumper contact down there in the gravel pit. Now Rod Van Eperen stretches that lead back out to a couple car lengths back into Calamity Corner.
Speaking of going now, Owen has no time remaining. He has to pull everything out of his back pocket and try to run down Rodney Van Eperen. Look at this. Look at this.
The lap traffic getting in the way now. Owen Van Eperen has overtaken Rodney Van Eperen. It's the final lap.
Look at this. He used his lap traffic as a pick, and now he shoves it right to the bottom. He'll go right through the mud hole because he's going to protect that line. They're side by side. He'll take the win.
I had to give him a little pep talk on the starting line. I think I gave him too good a pep talk because he showed me what was up. I thought if I just stayed on the inside, he ain't going around the outside of me, and sure enough, he went around the outside of me.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of lappers ahead, and he was going to the inside, and I knew I just had to hold it around the outside, and I knew that I wanted to win. I wasn't going to let him get it, and I just wanted it, and I went for it and got it, and it's unbelievable.
Our cameras had a chance to catch up with local connection Keegan Kincaid, who was born and raised here in the Crandon area, who has been putting on a show for years here at the Big House. Check this out.
We're going to take you for a lap around Crandon International Off-Road Raceway. Start line, finish line, lined up 20 wide, coming into here. Turn 1, famous turn 1, coming in, full speed, not lifting, coming into here. Coming to the first roller, into the barn turn, we downshift to second. Throw it, track's a little wet, we slide out to the outside, coming through underneath the Ponzi arch. Full speed, shift to third gear, coming down past the skybox jump. Big launcher down the backside, full speed, braking into the gravel pit. One of my favorite turns, you're riding the cushion. Full speed around, catching some lap traffic now coming up, but Coming up to the biggest jump at Crandon. Polaris, flyaway jump. Huge air, bottoming out. Coming into the finish line turn here. Another fun turn. Usually burns up really heavily. Green flag. Start of the next lap right here. Coming into the little double roller section. Little chicane. This is a corner that you can lose a lot of time or gain a lot of time in. You come underneath the Walker Evans Arch. Into the Argonne corner, they call this. Carrying a lot of momentum coming into the fastest section of the raceway here. We're hitting speeds over 100 miles an hour, getting light over top of this section. You're cresting at over 100 miles an hour. Coming into the hairpin, one of the trickiest turns on the track. All the way down into second gear, back out of it, and we're back onto the start line. Coming into two little jumps and coming into turn one, full speed.
Like father, like son, Pro 4 champ Kyle LeDuc helps his son Reed get ready for the short course karts.
Now let's take a look at Pro Stock side-by-side.
The driver to watch in this one has to be CJ Greaves. He comes in trailing Brock Hager by 1 point, but he is the defending Pro Stock side-by-side champion, and he's always fast at Crandon International Raceway.
Yellow flag is gone up here in Pro Stock side-by-side. It goes down. Wait for the green flag. There it is. Watching Forest County Potawatomi turn number 1.
24 cars in turn 1. Matt Bowen was on the pole and he'll have the early lead, but here comes Johnny Holcher, the number 44. Polaris and Yamaha side by side as they go down the Amsoil front straight.
Wow, they're already 3 wide coming off the barn turn. They did a lot of track prep since we've been on the racetrack last, and they've done a fine job bringing in all that dirt to those big holes as we look. John Holger out front early already in that number 44.
Yeah, Matt Bowen holding strong in second. Then it's Rosales, Waz, Hager, and Greaves side by side. Back in about 5th and 6th place.
Yeah, here they come. You pointed that out correctly. Look at Brock Hager now trying to sneak underneath. That's Scott Waz in the 41 holding up the group.
Yeah, it looked like Hager had a great run, but Waz was already down at that bottom line. Meanwhile, Rosales has gotten around Bone. That'll be for second place, so Rosales will go to work now and try to hunt down Johnny Holcher, who's already out to about a 20 car length lead.
Boy, Rosales had a great run in round number 3. Finds himself right up towards the front again. There's the red plate 33 of CJ Greaves.
Meanwhile, Hager still has his hands full trying to get around the 41 of Scott Waz. Hager coming out of El Centro, California. Waz from Lindenhurst, Illinois.
CJ Greaves now coming on the back of Rosales, going to try to make a move. CJ Greaves looks to the bottom already.
Way down to the inside for CJ Greaves. Can he make it stick? He does. A nice slide job pass there by Greaves to get around Rosales.
Yeah, he was definitely patient. He waited for the right opportunity and took it early. As here comes Rosales, he had to shut the door.
Rosales from Bon Air, Georgia, and that Jersey Mike Subs Yamaha trying to hunt down the Monster Energy Yamaha of Greaves.
But CJ, you know he's a man on the move. He's hunting down our race leader, John Holger, and look at that braking. John Holger came in, hit the brakes really, really early, and CJ just drove it in.
Yeah, 2 very different driving styles down there in the Polaris gravel pit. The HBI Yamaha of Holcher holding the point for now as they come into Calamity Corner. Greaves again looks down to the inside.
Yeah, John Holger better put it in another gear because CJ Greaves is definitely breathing down his neck coming in the infield section in front of a huge, huge crowd in Crandon, Wisconsin.
Onto the Amsoil front straight. Greaves running about a half a car to the outside of Holcher as they enter turn 2. We'll see if Greaves wants to set up this move into the gravel pit, like you said last time by. Greaves way later on the brakes into the gravel pit, and it gained him some time.
Yeah, he's definitely going to try to set up Holger right here. He's going to look like he's going to go all the way around on the outside, then he'll sneak right underneath, but Holger doing a fine job.
Yeah, the move by Greaves there didn't work at all. Johnny Holger was ready for it. He played defense specifically against that outside in.
And that'll be a yellow flag. That is the mandatory competition caution, the red and yellow flag, the halfway point sheet. Now we're going to go down trackside with Haley Shanley. What do you have for us, Haley?
Thanks so much, guys. It looks like Jeremy Houle, the number 54X on the Speedworks Arctic Cat machine, did pull off after a lap or so. This follows a string of bad luck that he can't seem to shake. He said it's just about time for this bad luck streak to break, but recently he did have a throttle cord go bad. It's a cord, not a cable, so it did lose syncing just a few rounds ago, and yesterday it was motor trouble. So they did throw in a new power plant overnight, and unfortunately, if that is the case, unable to get the bugs worked out. So tough break for Jeremy Houle.
Yeah, tough break for Jeremy Houle. Shane, thank you very much, Haley, for the great information. We're going to go back to green flag racing right here. Can John Holger get the job done? He takes off right away.
Good jump on the start by Johnny Holger in the HPI machine. And now CJ Greaves, the number 33, has his rear view mirror filled up with that number 12 of Brock Hager.
Yeah, Brock Hager, he's in the mix now. Watch, let's see where they go. Look at their 3 wide going in the gravel pit.
Hager going all the way to the outside. Holger caught in the middle. Both of the 2 front runners slide into Hager.
Wow, look at that. Hager, he got around Holger as well.
I think both of those guys kind of rattled Johnny Holger's cage a little bit, threw him off his game. Unusual to see him lose 2 spots in 1 corner. He'll try to fight back here on Hager.
CJ Greaves, let's reset it for you, is in the lead. Then it's Brock Hager. John Holger now follows back to 3rd. Hager, this looks like round number 3. They're going at it already.
Again down the Amsoil front straight, bumper to bumper as they enter turn 2.
Wow, Hager's bumper right underneath the rear bumper of CJ Greaves, trying to just rattle his cage a little like you said earlier, but it's hard to rattle CJ Greaves at anything because he really knows how to get around here. And look at Hager trying again.
Down to the inside goes Hager. He'll have to fall back in line here behind CJ Greaves, but as they come to Calamity Corner again, Hager pulls out, goes to the inside.
Wow, he showed him a front fender and trying to move him out of the race line, and that's where Hager, CJ knows that puddle's there. He's using it as his advantage because he's probably getting talked to on his headset and said, hey, Hager keeps on diving to the bottom in the finish line turn, so make sure you protect that line.
Yeah, if Hager's gonna make an inside pass at Calamity Corner, he's gonna have to drive right through that puddle, at least the way CJ's driving the corner for now. And again, they're bumper to bumper as they come over the hill past the skyboxes.
Well, here we go. Let's see if Hager can try to put a move on CJ Greaves. He's gonna go to the outside. Watch him. He might get on the binders and come underneath.
He's gonna try the outside in. They're side by side. Contact as they're still side by side. Greaves pulls back in front of Hager as they go up and over the Polaris jump. Again, they head for Calamity Corner, and again, Hager tries to outbrake Greaves. They're side by side. There's a slower car stalled. And then Hager takes over the lead from CJ Greaves.
Hager using that lap traffic as a little bit of a cushion to get around CJ and makes that pass stick. Now they're coming back.
Going back to last year, the 2020 season, CJ Greaves clinched the Pro Stock Championship basically with 2 entire rounds of racing yet to be run. I think it's going to be a way different story this year because Hager is 1 corner away from taking his 3rd win in 4 rounds here in Pro Stock side by side.
Brock Hager's going to make the right-hander one final time in that Yamaha number 12. There it is, a checkered flag. Brock Hager with your win. Second will go to CJ Greaves.
Jeff Fisher here. Today we're in the shop. We use our trucks pretty hard for towing, off-road, you name it. With the additives that Amsoil is using, less wear on rings, cylinder liners, reduces compression when they're worn. So it gains horsepower, helps with fuel economy. By using their top-tier synthetics and boosted additives, Amsoil provides maximum protection against wear. Diesels generate a lot of heat, especially when towing. So combined with high cylinder pressures, it can cause oil to oxidize and thicken. Amsoil top-tier synthetics resist heats and oxidation, and enables the oil to protect and aid in the cooling. Anytime you can keep a motor cool, it cuts down on the wear. The Signature Series Max Duty Synthetic Diesel Oil provides protection boosted to the max, delivering up to 60% better turbo cleanliness. So if you guys are out there driving your trucks like we drive our trucks, make sure you use Amsoil Synthetic.
Cars in turn 1. Matt Moen was on the pole and he'll have the early lead, but here comes Johnny Holger, the number 44.
John Holger out front early.
just thought I was going to hold him off. You know, at the beginning, I saw him go down there in the gravel pit, and I knew it was going to be a challenge from there, and I was trying everything, you know, for those laps I was behind him. I was trying to draft him, trying to stay out of the roost, try everything, and you know, I ended up getting by him, got by those left traffic pretty good, and I was glad to get by them pretty clean and hoping he wasn't.
Yamaha number 12, there it is, a checkered flag.
The Amsoil Championship Off-Road on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by Amsoil. Amsoil. Run with us.
Next up, Pro 4, the biggest, baddest trucks you'll see on the planet. In rounds 1 and 2, we've seen past champion Kyle LeDuc struggle. Do you think he can bounce back in rounds 3 and 4, Shane?
We'll see what he can do here at Crandon International Raceway. He'll be one of the drivers to watch in this one as he tries to bounce back, like you said, from that terrible start to his season. And another driver to watch in Pro 4 is Cole Mamer. He comes all the way from Holtville, California to race with us here in the Midwest. A lot of wins behind that Cole Mamer truck in Pro Light. He's moved into Pro 4 now to battle with the big dogs.
Marker is up, watch as he slides that board across. He's very good just to keep it hidden. There it goes, watch, the green flag flies. Pro 4 is taking off of the Steelin starting line. Look at Johnny Greaves come to the bottom and Kyle LeDuc.
Yeah, Cheney had some trouble on the start. Cheney is at the tail end of the field as they enter turn 1. Johnny Greaves started on the pole. He's got the whole shot. Then it's Kyle LeDuc. Ben Pesa out of turn 1 in third.
Ben Pesa running third. Johnny Greaves out front. Kyle LeDuc in second. And there goes Greaves. Pesa goes really wide over the cushion. You can tell he just started in Pro 4.
So Johnny Greaves started first. He's currently running in first. Kyle LeDuc started alongside Johnny Greaves. He is in second. This will be your early battle for the lead the first time by our Champ Off-Road finish line.
This is what the people come to see, the best in the business. Johnny Greaves, Kyle LeDuc, CJ Greaves, Doug Matang in the top 4 as they come through Argonne Turn. It's a nice chicane. It's so much fun to drive through. The truck just gets offset. Then watch Kyle. He'll back it in, try to go down on the bottom, but right now Greaves, he's playing protected line. He's doing good.
Again, they dive into that hard left-hander from top speed almost down to no speed whatsoever. CJ Greaves now showing a door to the inside of LeDuc.
Oh,
Johnny Greaves made a mistake.
Yeah, Kyle LeDuc, he capitalized on it. Round 3 winner has just took the lead. He's heading back towards Forest County, Potawatomi, turn number 1. It's Kyle LeDuc, CJ Greaves, and Johnny Greaves, your top 3.
Johnny Greaves, the veteran here in Pro 4. We know he'll fight back, try to get back around his son, CJ. But that hands the lead over to that man who had some bad luck in Antigo, but found his way to the top of the box in round 3, trying to make it back-to-back wins here in Pro 4 at Crandon International Raceway.
They really know how to get through these roots in that very, very clean. They want to stay on the gas, carry as much speed as possible. As CJ Greaves now reeling in Kyle LeDuc little by little. LeDuc coming in 100+ miles an hour in turn number 1.
When Kyle LeDuc announced last year before the 2020 season he was coming back to the Midwest to race Pro 4, this is the exact battle that we wanted to see all along. CJ Greaves, the king of the Midwest until last year, and Kyle LeDuc, the most formidable driver in Pro 4 right now and defending class champ.
Shane, this is my favorite turn pretty much here in Crandon. Watch as Kyle LeDuc, he'll turn right, and then he'll rotate the truck and go left really, really hard. He backs it in so he can get a better run on exit, and he's opened up a little bit more of a gap. Right now, we're gonna go down to the 3rd member of our team, Haley Shanley.
Thank you so much, guys. I want to talk to you about Johnny Greaves. If we go back just 1 round ago to round 3, he was second to last coming off that start, heading here into turn 2, and you saw what he was able to do. He was able to work his way up all the way to a 3rd place finish. He and his son CJ both said, CJ who finished second, they said it was chaos. Now, that chaos, is that not what we absolutely have come to love here? The calamity and chaos that is the Pro 4 class. You can expect to see these wheelmen keep the flame alive here in the second half.
And we're back to green flag racing, yeah. LeDuc slow played that restart.
Smart on his part to really play with with the minds of CJ and Johnny Greaves. Here comes Jenny.
Jenny on the charge. He looks to have gotten around the 37 of Anderson. Henderson got a great start on the restart
Greaves.
too.
CJ Greaves comes in and just slide jobs Kyle LeDuc and doors him. They both were in unison going in, but CJ's definitely showing a lot of speed.
Yeah, that just cost CJ Greaves some time there, though. Went for broke the first time through the gravel pit after that restart. But it'll still be Kyle LeDuc out front, CJ Greaves second, Johnny Greaves third, and Carlson now putting a lot of pressure on Johnny Greaves. That's the battle for third and fourth as they head for the Argonne corner.
Carlson now looking to the inside of Johnny Greaves. Remember, Greaves, he started on the pole of this one. He finds himself back a little ways as they head back towards Cowboy Corner. And Kyle LeDuc, look at him.
Yeah, CJ Greaves closed that gap back up, so just like you said, my eyes now are telling me that CJ Greaves might be the fastest truck on this race course here in Pro 4.
Yeah, CJ's really looking quick, but Kyle LeDuc, he's still out front. CJ Greaves breathing down the back of Kyle LeDuc as Kyle LeDuc is coming to the barn jump one more time. And you can see CJ on the back section. He looked like he reeled in Kyle, and then Kyle opened up the gap as watches our top five come back towards the gravel pit. Look at LeDuc just backing it in. It's so cool with these four-wheel drive trucks. You can't do that in a Pro 2.
Yeah, such an extraordinary amount of car control that these drivers have. As we look back through the field, it's still Carlson in fourth. Jimmy Henderson now up into the top five. As we look at CJ Greaves still trying to hunt down Kyle LeDuc. It's about a 12 truck length gap now between LeDuc and that Toyo Tires number 99 and CJ Greaves and the Maxxis Tires number 33.
CJ Greaves coming through the final turn, what will be our finish line, jumping over the cushion. Johnny Greaves now trying to reel in his son, Kyle LeDuc. You've seen a glimpse of him going through Argonne turn one more time. Both of them rotating those trucks very nicely, still moving forward. The track really starting to dry out nicely after all that rain. There's CJ Greaves once again, Kyle LeDuc out front of them too. There's Andrew Carlson from Elk River, Minnesota, his hometown. We'll be going to ERX Motor Park here in a couple weeks.
Carlson has finally gotten free of Jimmy Henderson in that battle for fourth and fifth, and Carlson putting some pressure now on Johnny Greaves. That would be your battle for third as they head down into Cowboy Corner. Carlson definitely on the move right now, trying to button up to that back bumper of Johnny Greaves. Yeah, inside of 2 laps to go now. Everything looks good for our leader from Fairhope, Alabama, as we look at Carlson still trying to run down Johnny Greaves.
Yeah, Carlson trying everything, trying to pull something out of his back pocket. He needs to get up on that podium as he's got the Greaves team out front of him. There's Kyle LeDuc, there's that white flag. One more time around this beautiful facility, going through this little chicane, through Argonne turn. Watch as he rotates the truck, gets it back in to come around. Just dipping in and out of that throttle, and then it's wide open. Flat to the floor. Like I said in round 3, you can't stretch that cable any farther if you're a Pro 4 racer.
Yeah, flat out all the way down that long backstretch, right into Cowboy Corner. Like we said, almost the highest speed on the whole race course, into the tightest corner on the race course, and then you wind it back up all the way to the top end again.
Yeah, these Pro 4s are something to watch. 115 miles an hour. Actually, he got clocked last year in turn 1. That is flat out flying. LeDuc, after having a bad rounds 1 and 2, he's trying to bounce back after winning rounds number 3. That Monster Energy Toyo Tire backed 99 is going to try to hold it together here, Shane, with a couple turns to go.
Well, he's definitely not taking it easy, Brent. Still just driving that truck in backwards into the Polaris gravel pit.
Yeah, it's really hard to run these trucks easy. They love to be wide open because then they work really, really well. It's Kyle LeDuc. He's going to do it. His arms pumping in the air inside the cab. He's going to take round number 4 here in Pro 4.
A dominant win by Kyle LeDuc. CJ Greaves for the second day in a row will finish second. Johnny Greaves third. Carlson with a hard-fought fourth.
He's going to step out of that truck, stand on top, and he's going to be one happy man taking the win here. Kyle LeDuc in Pro 4.
It was good. I definitely want to start out by thanking the people that make this possible. Monster Energy drink is by far the sickest brand. We've been covering this podium all weekend with the logos, and Toyo tires. They are the thing that connect us to the dirt. So hats off to them. All of their R&D, all the research running a straight up DOT that all you guys can buy for your trucks at home and here. And just hats off to them for putting us on top of this. I mean, I can only do so much. My crew can only work the tail off, but we still got to hook up and go fast. So King Shocks, WD-40, Ultra Wheels, all the people that support us, including my family, my wife, the kids. We're a small center team with big sponsors and big horsepower. So we love the family effect. We love all you families coming out here to Crandon and supporting it.
Here's a look at our Pro 4-point standing. You can see CJ Greaves up on top of the ladder, then Kyle Duke in second. But we have the best in the business this year, so there's going to be a lot of battles going on.
Yeah, a lot of rounds left of racing here in the 2021 Championship Off-Road season. This is going to be a battle to watch the rest of this year.
For Shane Stensny, Haley Shanley, I am Brent Smith. Thanks for watching Amsoil Championship Off-Road. We'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.